Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today what we're going to do is we're going to be working on the 65 Mustang again. And I ordered a front disc conversion kit from Kentucky Mustang. And this, from the box label, it says it's CSRP, which is, I thought it was lead brakes, but okay. So anyways, that's the power dual cylinder master cylinder, okay, with a booster on it. Those are the two. Came in 3 boxes. Those are the 2 rotors, and the calipers are in those little boxes there. And then I inventoried all of the miscellaneous parts that I need. And the one thing I'm probably going to do is I went through the whole check sheet and inventoried everything, and everything seems to be here. So we'll go through the step by step of how we're going to assemble that, including, we're probably going to skip the greasing of the bearings and putting in the seals, because I'm pretty sure you guys know how to do that. Let's hope so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go through the step-by-step of how to actually install it on the rim here, okay, on the nut. I did buy it for this vehicle. I made it specific for this, which is a 65 Mustang. This is a 64.5 to 65 kit. And then I made it for a V8 289 with a automatic. They do have one for a standard one. We're just hoping that everything works out and it is the right kit and it works. Okay, so let's get the tire off. And so we're getting all new parts. So my idea is that I'm going to take the old drum and the backing plate with the hoses here, because this is all going to get replaced as a unit, which means that there are 4 bolts back here that retain on it. And this one is actually pretty tough. I'm using a 9/16 with my thinnest head ratchet, and I'm able to get it loose. So I'm going to take those out. There's 3 alder bolts, and then we're going to get this thing mounted. But the next thing is I'll have to get this brake hose attaching point loose, and hopefully, yeah, we'll see. They'll rust and, well, general, even for sitting around. We'll get the dust cap off and the bolt released, but we're going to probably try to work on that. I'm going to get the 4 bolts off here first, and let's go from there, okay? Okay, I got the 4 bolts out. I'm going to try to get this little clip out without messing it up. It will come out, and then, oh, there we go. Lucky me, the clip came out. The kit comes with new clips. Now the only thing is I got to lube this up and hope to God that little thing spins. So let's lube it up. A little bit of, yep. We'll put a wrench on it and give it a whirl. All right, took the grease cap off, and like I said, we're getting all new parts, so we don't really have to worry about saving it. Then let's break open the cotter pin, and then I'm going to probably try to spin that out as a unit on the hose. That way I don't have to deal with it. Let's straighten the cotter pin here, and then let's pull this out. Okay, there's the pin. Okay, and then the cage should come right out, and then the nut here. Oh yeah, this one was really loose. I don't know who did it last, but this one was very loose, looser than I would normally. There was a lot of play, but we'll preload when we put the new discs on. There we go, and then we can do. I wish you could smell it right now. There's the outer bearing right there. The inner bearing should be, oh yeah, there's the washer. And then the inner bearing should come out. I'm just going to put all this over here on the side. There we go. There's the bearing. And the bearing looks kind of okay. Alright, we'll set that outside over here. And then remember, like I said, we're taking the whole thing off, so I should be able to just slide the whole thing out. Since I loosened the backing plate, let's take a hammer and we'll just tap it a little bit. Probably should have left the bolt in there before I did that, just in case it decides to do something. But here we go. Okay. A bigger hammer was the ticket, So now everything's coming off as one unit. So, all right, so we got the whole thing off as an assembly, so I can either put it away, I don't have to take it apart, I'm just going to set the whole thing aside here. And then we're going to get this surface cleaned up, and then we're going to get everything else lined up here, okay? So now, a whole bunch of cleaning to do. We're going to use some brake clean, and we're just going to get everything cleaned off here. We just want everything to be as spotless as possible. I'm going to wire wheel it, and then we're going to get everything, all the surfaces here. And then we'll get it as clean as we can. Okay, so we'll see. Hopefully you can see what I did was I started twisting this, turning and the pipe started spinning a little bit. So what I did was I wire wheeled it and I picked around it, and I'm going to spray some more, lubricant or penetrant oil in here, and we're going to try to loosen it up because I do not want to replace all of this brake line here. That would be a fiasco. So, and this is one of the problems about working on, older vehicles, because you never know what's not going to come apart. Okay, so I'm working on the driver's side, so I'm going with the idea that it's left. These calipers are mounted in the front. So if you look at all the parts here, this says left, and even the stamp here, CSRP, this says left. So let's go with the idea that this goes here, and then the dust shield goes on top of that, like this, okay? And then the long bolt, 3 smaller bolts and 1 long bolt that goes through the actual steering arm there, okay? So I clean this off with a wire wheel. I think I'm going to hit it one more time with a friction pad just to clean off all the residue. And then let's start assembling the part and then mounting it, okay? Feels much better. This was, there's some pitting here. That feels good. All right. Okay. All right. Let's get that mounted now. And like I said, it seems to be that the calipers are mounted in the forward side. So hold it. Let's see if it fits. Oh yeah, that fits fine. Okay. I just want to make sure that there wasn't any issues. So I'm actually gonna line it and feed it through here first, and then we'll put some Loctite on these bolts before we tighten her up in the back. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll just line it up and send it through. There we go. All right, and then we'll put some Loctite and tighten these bolts in the back. And as you can tell, you can tell what it looks like in the back. I hope, anyways. Okay, so we're going to put the nuts on and tighten her up. All right, I'm using one of these. What is this? I think this is made by Lyle. I've filled it with Timken bearing grease, and all you have to do is put the bearing inside. Why don't you fill it up, and then just, oops, the wrong one, that's the cover, this piece right here, and push down until you see it coming through. So here we go. There we go. Yep, and that's it right there, look. So if you come over and look, you can see that the grease is coming out from all of the bearings, so that means it's greased up pretty good. So I'm going to push it down just a little bit so I get a little bit more spewing. And that's it. that one is done. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lubricate it, and then I'll throw it into the back, and then we'll put the seal on. As you can see, the races are installed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a nice little wipe down with some brake cleaner to make sure there's no residue inside on the surface. And then we'll do the disc surface later on when we get to that point. But we'll do that there. All right, and then we'll take this. What I should have done is I should have saved a little bit so I can use it as wipe for the surface. But you can tell, look how nicely that comes. I'm just going to coat the outside of it and use a little bit of the extra grease to coat the outside of it. But the bearing inside itself is very full. I'm going to coat the inside of that, and then I'm going to add a little bit to the inside of this surface as well. Okay. So that there's plenty of grease on the inside. There we go. And then we're going to, shoot. And then we're going to drop it inside, like so. Okay, that's nice and coated. I'm going to clean my hands off. Here's the seal. And I'm going to put it on nice and clean. Like that. And I actually have a seal driver, so okay, I have a OMT. What is it? Can you see? It's an OMT seal kit, seal driving kit for driving seals and races. So just find the one that kind of fits. Too small. Let's go a couple sizes up. There we go. That's perfect. And then take the tool and then just mount it like so. I don't know. I'm doing this on my cart. I don't know if it's going to be good, but line it up as best you can, like so. Take your hammer and just tap it down until you hear the sound change, and that looks like it's nice and flat. So that's it. The seal's driven. Alright, I'm going to put this in. There we go. There we go. That's nice. Okay. And then, let's get the front bearing on. There we go. Got a lot of grease on that. So get that in there. There we go. Okay. There we go. We have one of these washers. That should go right there. Alright, and then we should be able to put it on. And then we should be able to, I'm going to clean up the ends here right now, for now anyways, and then we're going to tighten this up. And let's see. Let's go a little bit wider. There we go. And then what we're going to do is I like to tighten it while spinning the. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to loosen it. Okay. Okay, I gotta find out what's hitting. Something is hitting. And then what we want to do is, I like to spin it, and then until it just barely spins. There's your preload right there. Alright. No play. That looks good. Then we'll put the cage on it. Line up the hole for the cotter pin, which is right there. So find a hole that lines up. Alright, and then send the cotter pin through. And we did get a new cotter pin with this kit. So there we go. Alright. That's good. That's right there. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry, my battery died, but the brakes are mounted. Remember, they're mounted in the front. Quad piston. I put the shim kit It spins without noise. I got to put the cap on here, and then I ran the new brake line through here and used the original mounting with the new clip, and everything looks okay there. So, and the other side is kind of interesting. I did the other side as well, and this side I actually had to the bottom bolt of the caliper wouldn't mount over here because it wouldn't fit, and that's because it was hitting on the bottom of this shield. So I ground it down, painted a little bit, and now it fits good, you know. So yeah, there was a little bit of touching there, but right now it looks okay. And this side's been good too. Gotta put the dust caps on, but other than that, all the lines. This side came out a little bit easier than the other side did, and then that's it. And then so that's the install. Used up all parts. We'll put the hydro boost in. No, just kidding. The vacuum, master cylinder in the next video. But again, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching another video, and thank you for subscribing. Have a great day.